Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of In Ohio Country Today. Big Dan Wilson alongside Alan Davis, and we're here at the Voinovich Building on the grounds of the Ohio State Fair for a very special event, Alan.
That's right. We're here on behalf of the Ronald McDonald Charities and the Celebrity Steer Show. So we're really looking forward to this event. They're going to be judged, and there's going to be an auction. Now, remember, the steer goes home. He doesn't really get sold, but it's a charity event, and it's a big event for Ronald McDonald, the Ronald McDonald House.
Well, if you can see the ugly mug behind me, it's Alan. Of course, Alan, is the celebrity for Team Dozer today, and we're really excited the fact that this money goes to the Ronald McDonald House Charities. What a great organization. You've had personal experience with that. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So my niece, many years ago, when she was in the intensive care unit here at the Nationwide Children's Hospital, and my brother and my sister-in-law had the ability to stay at the Ronald McDonald House, which was very helpful for that stressful time. And as well as, I don't have to tell the story of other people. The shirt tells it all, right? There's other folks that have had experienced that very same thing, and that's the passion that drives this event.
It's a great event. We're happy to be a part of it. We'll have stories from this event and more this week in Ohio Country Today.
Out here, creating a cleaner future means getting our hands dirty. It doesn't mean that our work isn't cutting edge. It just means that our breakthroughs are covered in layers of dust, sweat, and good old-fashioned grit. Our kind of grit gets you up before the sun and keeps you up well after it goes down. It hangs in the air in the heat of the day and stains the brim of your cap. But if you think that's all there is, you're not seeing the whole picture. Sometimes our grit wears a white coat. It glistens under a microscope in a state-of-the-art lab where the brightest minds in biotech push boundaries. Our grit is a mixture of creativity and common sense. It's a perfect harmony between sun, soil, and seed. At Poet, we're here to solve our world's greatest challenges by harnessing the power of agriculture and biotechnology to create plant-based alternatives to petroleum-based products. Where others see obstacles, we unearth boundless opportunities. Through hard work, determination, and yeah, you guessed it, grit. It's a natural resource. It's inside every one of us. It gives us hope and inspires action. It helps support our communities and protect the things we love. But the best part about grit is that there's an abundant supply right here at home. American-made biofuels, high-protein animal feed, cleaner consumer bioproducts. This is Poet.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today, and we're here at the beautiful Ohio State Fairgrounds here in the Voinovich Livestock and Exposition Center. With me is Dee Anders with the Ronald McDonald House, Executive Director of the Ronald McDonald House. Dee, before we get started with the interview, give us a little bit of background about yourself and your involvement with Ronald McDonald Charities.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I've been working at the Ronald McDonald House for about 18 years now, and have seen a lot of growth at the house and a lot of partnerships come to the house, and this has been one of our favorite here with the steer show.
Well, you made a comment just a little bit ago about this being one of the best days of the year.
Yeah, this is the best day for the Ronald McDonald House. It brings together lots of the families that we work with and lots of our partners in the community, and it's just so much fun.
Well, so maybe a lot of folks don't actually know what the Ronald McDonald House Charities do, so maybe just talk about that a little bit and how you help a lot of families.
Okay. It's really very simple. If a child is in the hospital anywhere in Central Ohio, we take care of their family. So anything that a family would have at home, we try to provide for them at the house, a warm shower, a bed, a meal, all those comforts at home. We try to make sure that they're relaxed when they are here in town to have their child taken care of in a hospital.
You know, that's quite because I know from family experience many years ago, my niece was in the hospital nationwide, right? And my brother and my sister-in-law got to stay there, right? And it was a great relief to be close to her in that stressful time.
Right. Not only is it better for the family, but the child heals quicker when their family is close. So, you know, what we do is not rocket science, but it's sure magical.
So Ronald McDonald is a beneficiary of this event, but it's really not necessarily. You have a lot of partners in this, and you know, you have a primary partner that's been very instrumental in putting this together.
Yes. Yes, we are so fortunate to have lots of our partners that are here, you know, lots of community businesses, lots of individuals, but the Ohio State University helped us get this event going. Dean Kathy Ann Kress and Elizabeth Harsh with the Cattlemen's Association and the Beef Council. We could have never done this event without them.
Yeah, the Ohio Cattlemen, they help beef. Not only do they help beef producers, but they're also very connected to the community in a way they can help.
Yes, absolutely. And they have wonderful relationships with all the 4-H families who, without the 4-H families, this wouldn't happen. You know, we wouldn't have steer, we wouldn't have family, or we wouldn't have students that can teach our exhibitors how to show a steer, and it just wouldn't happen. But everything that comes together in this event is just special, and you know, we're so fortunate and honored to be a part of it.
So just talk a little bit about the event, actually what goes on here for our viewers. A lot of us might not know, or viewers want to know what the event is.
Okay. So this event, we have a lot of people that have probably never been on a farm showing a steer, a big, huge animal. They're, 13 to 1,800 pounds. Some of them, it's the first time they've seen a steer. And the 4-H families are very, very forgiving to these folks and bring them in and train them how to show a steer. And then they work together as a team to raise money to sell their steer. And all the proceeds go to the Ronald McDonald House. But they actually show the steer just like a child would be showing it at a fair, or their county fair, or the Ohio State Fair. And they are judged based on all the different criteria that a child would be judged on when they're showing their steer. So it's a big deal. And the folks that get the opportunity to come and show the steer love it. They absolutely love it.
Well, you know, it's not really easy to show a steer.
No.
Growing up on the farm, showing cattle, being around cattle all my life, you know, it kind of comes second nature for me and some of the folks that are here. But it's quite an undertaking for some folks.
Oh, absolutely. These things are huge. Like some of them go where they want to go. So yeah, it's a big deal. We've had some smaller ladies in the past show the steer, and Shelly Myers actually showed it one year, and the steer kind of showed Shelly. So the 4-H youth that was with her was very forgiving and helped her get that along. But yeah, it's an opportunity, and it really educates both folks on, you know, the agricultural side of the show and all the things that go into it. And 4-H students are the best youth by far in the country.
Well, you know, and this gives the breeders and the folks that are here a chance to showcase their steers.
Yes.
But the steer doesn't really get sold.
No. Fortunately, they get to go home with their parents and their kids.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So, you know, it's not just the steer show that the placing of the steer and that kind of thing. There's other ways that folks can contribute to the Ronald McDonald House.
Oh, absolutely. And as part of the steer show, the way that the teams raise money, we give them several options. So we have, of course, the bid that will come on the steer that day. Today we'll have lots of people bidding for steers that they don't get to keep, like you mentioned. We also have a silent auction, and it's online, and people can bid on the silent auction. We have a peer-to-peer fundraising page, so the teams can send the information out to their friends, family, acquaintances, and get them to contribute towards their steer. Then last year we added, this is one of the very fun ones, the social steer. So the kids send pictures of their steer, and we feature all the steer, and people get to vote for their favorite steer online. So we add all of that together to come up with their total.
Well, if I wanted to find out more information about Ronald McDonald Charities and the ways I can help, where would I go?
You can go to our website, Ronald McDonald House Charities - Central Ohio, and you can find out all the things that you want to find out about the Ronald McDonald House, including how to volunteer.
Dee, thanks for being with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
We'll be back with more in Ohio Country Today right after this.
Alan Davis Insurance Agency, your solutions provider in Wapakoneta, Lima, and Minster. Alan is a business owner and an active farmer. Trust Alan Davis Insurance Agency for auto, home, life, commercial, and total farm protection. For more information, check us out on the web at alandavisinsurance.com. Rodock Leasing Sales and Service is your place for Wilson Trailers. Wilson builds reliable commodity trailers to appeal to several agricultural markets. From the Wilson Original Sloped End Grain Hopper Trailer to their self-unloading belt trailer and options like a removable conveyor, Wilson delivers your best value and your lowest cost of operation, customized to your needs. Rodock is your home for Wilson Trailers. Call Rodock Leasing Sales and Service today. Learn more at rodock.com. Dye Real Estate and Land Company invites you to our next land auction in Wood County. 80 acres of prime tillable farmland, highly productive soil, and dual road frontage for easy access. Join us September 3rd, 6 p.m. at the Deschler American Legion. Online bidding is also available. Don't miss this 80-acre land auction September 3rd in Wood County. From your area leader in land auctions, Dye Real Estate and Land Company. For more information on this and other upcoming auctions, go to dyerealestate.com.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today. We're here at the Ohio State Fairgrounds at the beautiful Voinovich Livestock and Exposition Center for a signature event that goes on during the State Fair one time a year. And with me is Elizabeth Harsh, the Executive Director of the Ohio Cattlemen's, and Hannah Wilmoth, the Media Director of the Ohio Cattlemen's. Thanks for being with us.
Of course.
Tell us how the Ohio Cattlemen kind of got involved with this and helps with this great event.
Well, we'll have to give credit to the concept came from Iowa, but actually it's all about knowing who you know and your friends. So Dean Kathy Ann Kress at Ohio State University College of Food, Ag, and Environmental Sciences, we were looking to do a fundraiser for the Ronald McDonald House here in Columbus. And as we think about it, what better thing to show was bringing celebrities together with 4-H youth and have them experience having a 4-H'er teach them how to show and raise money to support the efforts of the house and all the things they do for families in need.
It's the Ronald McDonald Charities are quite the thing for families that are in need, and this is a great event. Hannah, tell us how you kind of help promote this event, right?
So primarily the association helps find all the 4-H'ers that participate in the show. So we have 10 local 4-H students that not only show beef cattle at their county level, the state level, but they also participate in the Ohio Cattlemen's Association BEST program. So these kids are out with these animals from the time they get them in November to wrapping up their show careers now, whether it be here at State Fair or their county fairs. So these kids are extremely talented when it comes to getting these things shown. These kids will go compete in showmanship at national shows and be at the top of a class. So we think it's an awesome opportunity for those kids to be able to, show what they know and teach others at the same time.
But we look at that as about teaching our youth to be community minded, to do good in their community. It is about agriculture and youth giving back. So we try to do that in a number of ways. We've had some other shows that benefit the house throughout the BEST show season. And so it is about creating good citizens that when they're adults, they'll look for ways to do similar things that support the efforts of things like the Ronald McDonald House.
I would agree with that. I think a lot of families, and myself even included, when we start this journey and we start in June with our practice of it, they get to go to the house and physically visit the house and see the house and meet some of the families. And I think that's really cool that they get that one-on-one connection, and it helps them to know what they're raising money for.
As I said, being around cattle all my life, this is quite an endeavor, right, for these young people. As you mentioned, start in November, because our steers go in the barn starting in November as well, right? And so, it's not just start and show what they got to do to get ready to come to this show?
Absolutely. SEER projects are, early mornings, late nights, weekends. It's not just your typical 8 to 5 or Monday through Friday. But these kids know that, and they, a lot of these kids are up at 5:30 in the morning out in the barn rinsing, keeping these things cool. If you'll notice, most of them are pretty fluffy. They have a pretty good hair regimen, better than most of us. So these kids, they know hard work, and I think that's awesome that they can portray that to all their celebrities, and that the celebrities can see how hard these 4-H students are working.
Well, the cattlemen are not only operating at the state level, but they're a grassroots organization.
Oh, absolutely. We are so fortunate to have so many county cattlemen's associations. You mentioned Auglaize County. Certainly Bryson and his family is involved in the Allen County Cattlemen's Association, as well as Mark Goki and the Crawford Hoeing folks. It's perfectly fitting. That's one of our most active county groups. I hear that they do a great ribeye at the Allen County Fair, so we'll give them a plug for that. But, all those counties just kind of augment everything we do at the state level, whether it's industry education, whether it's youth support with show awards, whether it's sales support, all those kind of things. So it all comes together well.
Well, I want to say the Auglaize County Fair has a great ribeye steak sandwich as well.
They all do. You can't go wrong with a ribeye.
If somebody wanted to find out more information about the Ohio Cattlemen and the Ohio Beef Council, where can they go?
Well, we have a very active social media platform. You can find Ohio Cattle on Facebook and Instagram. And we also, our website, www.ohiocattle.org, is always up to date. In our office, we have a pretty welcoming staff, so you can call the office anytime, and we'd be glad to get you hooked up with a membership or information or anything you need.
Well, Hannah, Elizabeth, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more right after this.
If you're looking for prime cropland and whitetail habitat, you don't want to miss the next land auction from Dye Real Estate and Land Company. 126 acres in Amanda Township of prime Allen County farmland and hunting ground. Join us September 15th, 6 p.m. at Whitetail Acres Event Center in Lima, Ohio. Online bidding is also available from your area leader in land auctions, Dye Real Estate and Land Company. For more information on this and other upcoming auctions, go to dyerealestate.com.
Farm Science Review will be back September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at the Molly Cairn Agricultural Center near London, Ohio. Hosted by the Ohio State University College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences, there will again be a long list of educational presentations and displays with our hundreds of exhibitors, including dozens of new exhibitors. From building supplies, management software, drone companies, weed management equipment, excavation equipment, hay and pasture equipment, and much more, joins our extensive lineup of returning exhibitors showcasing equipment, supplies, and services that farmers can use to improve operations and efficiency. We invite you to join us at Farm Science Review September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. You can buy your tickets today at fsr.osu.edu at the pre-sale price of $10. And follow us on social media for updates and information on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X.
When it's time to harvest, don't leave yield in the field. A Drago corn head from Apple Farm Service is built for performance when every bushel counts. Designed to maximize crop retention and minimize losses with self-adjusting deck plates and quad suspension. Harvest with confidence and see why so many operators trust Drago season after season. Stop by your local Apple Farm Service or visit applefarmservice.com/Drago to learn more.
Hello once again, everybody. Visiting with River Johnson, Central State University. Okay, let's talk about what makes you tick. You mentioned the word pollinators. Yes. Okay, well, that's something that agriculture vitally needs. And at times during the last few years, we've had problems with some of the pollinators. Bring us up to date on what you're dealing with now.
Yeah, well, we're definitely seeing a decline in our pollinators and throughout the Ohio. We're also seeing an increase in invasive species, but I think the good thing that we're seeing is an increased interest in people who want to put in pollinators and native habitats. So, we see the problem, and there's a lot of people in communities, big and small, who want to address this situation. So I think we're really starting to see the natural beauty of Ohio and the plants that we have here.
If there are people that are watching right now that really have the ability to help with that situation, with the challenges with getting more and more pollinators. Is this something, is it a big job? Or, I mean, is it something that when you talk with those future pollinators, you can tell them that we need just a little more help to do it?
Yeah, oh yeah, we definitely need every inch help. So even in your own private landscape, in your backyard, in your front yard, little corners, look at them and put plants that are going to help your environment. You know, they may do things that decrease erosion, capturing water and soil. So there's so many benefits. Also bringing beautiful butterflies, because I can tell you, as I have increased the pollinators in my yard, I see so many butterflies that I have never seen, and birds, so other insects, and it's increasing my learning about these topics.
In addition to helping farmers, it's helping the landscape and making agriculture more beautiful.
Yeah, we definitely need our pollinators to help us with our agriculture. They go hand in hand. It's not a thing that's separate from our agriculture system. So,
now, what pollinators today are the most challenged out in the landscape that we need to help more than others?
Yeah, I think our native bees are one of the ones that are most challenged and people don't really think about, because we look a lot at our honeybees, and of course we all know about the plight of the monarch. So,
are there things that the ordinary citizen can do?
Oh yeah. I think there's a lot of education going on. I go to farmers markets today and I see a lot of people selling native plants. So I think it's just getting in touch with the communities that are involved in that. You see it in your libraries. Of course, the extension education. Ohio Department of Natural Resources has lots of pamphlets out there on this topic, because more and more people are becoming interested. So I think we'll see bigger and bigger the Allwood Society, Audubon societies with the birds. And so.
One of the things I've noticed over the years is that once you get involved a little bit, it's not so much work as it's more of a hobby, but you're still helping the environment. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes I wonder how I go to work every day and then still go to my garden and plant native plants, or even enjoy my own vegetable garden. So it does take a hold of you, and you know, the impact is so important, and I think that all is part of it. So yeah.
We've been visiting with River Johnson. River, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I enjoyed the interview.
And stay with us. We'll be right back with more of In Ohio Country today.
From generation to generation, farmers do their best to protect their land, livestock, and farm operations. But they can't do it alone. Salina Insurance Group has partnered with local ag professionals to do just that, offering the peace of mind needed to run a successful operation. Salina's products and coverages come from our first-hand experience and relationships with local agents. For total farm protection, come experience the Salina difference. Learn more at salinainsurance.com. Don't miss this year's Agro Expo, September 10th, 11th, and 12th. This 3-day event starts with a cattle highlight in Salina, Ohio on Thursday, September 10th. Then the grower event, Friday, September 11th in Laddie. And culminating on Saturday, September 12th with a community event also in Laddie, Ohio. For more information about the 5th annual Agro Expo, check us out on the web at agroexpo.com. That's agroexpo.com. Resource, Ohio's premier supplier of mulch, compost, stone, soil, salt, and more. A family-owned company here to help you improve your curb appeal with premium mulch and decorative stone. They also provide compost for your garden. We make and sell landscape products. Resource is also recycling, taking existing material and transforming it into something to enhance your landscape for commercial or home use. Call us today or check us out on the web at resourcemulch.com.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country today. Big Dan Wilson alongside Ken Holmes, marketing manager for Apple Farm Service. We're standing in front of the Helio sign, but we're in the Helio building here at your Covington location to emphasize the fact that you're once again going to be featuring Helio drones at this year's Farm Science Review.
That is right. We're going to have Helio there, and then some of the other brands that we carry will be there as well. But yeah, we'll make sure that Brad and Marcus and Matt The Helio folks are there to answer all your questions, and more than likely we'll be flying a Helio drone with some different demonstrations and doing that. So great time if you're planning to go to Farm Science Review, or you wanted to come out but stopping at Farm Science Review is closer than coming over to Covington. Meet us halfway.
And Helio won't be the only thing you'll be featuring out there. Between the Case IH building and the New Holland building, there's another area there that generates a lot of attention as well.
Yeah, there is. A change for Farm Science Review this year is we are combining the New Holland and the Case IH booth together. It's going to be the C&H booth. And we're pretty honored. They reached out and asked Apple Farm Service if we'd like to be the dealership that mans that and oversees it. So, yeah, sure we will. So you'll see red and blue together on the same lot. And then with that, if you've come to the Farm Science Review before the last couple years, you've noticed that Apple Farm Service has sold merchandise inside the Case booth. But with it being C&H, we'll have them together. So you can get your New Holland or Case IH merchandise under the same roof. All provided by Apple Farm Service. So if you were wanting to come out to one of our stores, especially Covington, with what we have, well, we'll meet you halfway at Farm Science Review. It'll all be there. We just essentially pack up the whole showroom and take it over there in multiple trailer loads. So, yeah, a lot of things going on at Farm Science Review. I would imagine that I'll see you at Farm Science Review, and we'll get some other interviews from there and what's going on. But it's going to be a fun year this year.
Apple Farm Service will be featuring their Case IH, New Holland, their Helio drones, their toys, and so much more at this year's Farm Science Review. Hope to see you there. And we'll be back with more In Ohio Country Today right after this.
Closed captioning provided by Dye Real Estate and Land Company, your area leader in land auctions. Get more out of your harvest with a MacDon Flex Draper from Apple Farm Service. When you need more capacity, greater flexibility, and faster harvesting speeds, MacDon delivers. Engineered to follow field contours and provide an exceptionally close cut, Flex Drapers help maximize crop intake and reduce losses. Built for real-world conditions, MacDon is ready for whatever harvest throws your way. Stop by your nearest Apple Farm Service or visit applefarmservice.com/MacDon to see our inventory. Your outdoor fun starts here at Dad's Toy Shop. See us today for all of your favorite remote control land, air, and watercraft, and so much more. Dad's Toy Shop in downtown Wapakoneta is your one-stop shop for all of your hobby needs.
Hey, that's going to do it for this week's edition of In Ohio Country Today. For more information about our TV show, our podcast, our YouTube channel, our iHeartMedia Ag Network, check us out on the web at inohiocountry.com. Have a good day, everybody.